Hello, I am moderator, joined by Mr. BTT for another exciting match of this Alliance tournament. So, Laserhawks has come in with the Nightmare triple Ham Nighthawk wanting to brawl and triple Rocket Jackdaw, kind of that composition we've seen from the opens, but augmented with the Nighthawk. What do we have from Platinum Sensitivity, BTT?
Platinum Sensitivity have bought triple Typhoon Fleet issue with Rapid Heavies. They've got two Pontifexes for links, two Thalias for reps, and then two Sentinels to limit the amount of damage that they're going against with that TDs and Missile Guidance Disruptors. We think we are going to see all of Laserhawks rush in immediately as the timer hits zero now.
Yeah, we're going to see that the Jackdaws are actually going to burn way ahead of any sort of their logistics. Skybreaker already trying to run in and get some tackle. We're seeing a little bit of guidance and tracking disruption onto the Laserhawk's core as they close to range. One of the Jackdaws, Fishbrain, being webbed and then counter-webbing one of the Typhoons. Makes sense. Laserhawks is going to want to close range and do a lot of damage to that core. Fishbrain already getting chunked by that rapid heavy clip. Uh, if you're platinum sensitivity, you're going to want to get rid of the jackdaws that can tackle you down and kill your core. Vinatieri will be in the next primary.
Yeah, Laserhawks know that if that hyena stays alive, they're really going to struggle because they're against the kiting comp. They need to get right on top of it. So they're throwing the jackdaws to get that hyena locked down. He is scrammed and he is taking damage, but because the jackdaws are being killed that quickly, none of the jackdaws are able to kill it. But we are seeing the Typhoon of Heinkel finally have all those Nighthawks on top of it, so they're going to start applying damage.
Yeah, so King Tut of the Jackdaw was on top of the hyena. He's completely given up on that now that his buddies are gone. He's not going to be able to do that. We see a swarm of drones on top of King Tut just immediately one tap him. So now that Laserhawks has lost their core and those Nighthawks are continuing to try to pound damage, the Nighthawks are on top of their targets now. They're going after Heinkel, a bullet who was actually slipped them for a moment. So if you are platinum sensitivity and you can see that massive control bar, actually Zurek getting popped by light drones and rapid heavies, that's terrible for Laserhawks. So look at these Nighthawks. They're getting muted out. They're getting guidance disrupted. They're getting webbed. Nighthawks want to close range, get on top of things. But I mean, we can see that Icarus isn't even moving. They're just getting really controlled by this kiting comp right now.
Yeah, it's one of the reasons why every time we're seeing this Nighthawk comp, we're seeing it with Loki's because it's really, really important to have those webs and slow stuff down so your missiles hit. And unfortunately, Laserhawks have just been spread out, web down, and guidance disrupted, so they're not applying any damage to anything across the field with these hand missiles.
Yeah, and that's going to be Hiachi Bpug in his Sentinel doing absolute work. The Sentinel being an E-War frigate that's got bonuses to guidance disruption. And I mean, look, everything on Laserhawks has been guidance disrupted. I mean, Nighthawks already, they want to be on top of you. Hand missiles not really doing good range out of, say 20 kilometers, but I mean, they have to be, right on top of you. And they will apply damage, perfectly to a Typhoon fleet issue, even been being guidance disrupted. But what Platinum's done a very good job of is stringing their Typhoon fleet issues out in space such that the Nighthawks can't really get on top of any one ship in particular. And that's why we see there's no damage to the Platinum sensitivity core, while Munapun is getting absolutely destroyed by these rapid heavy clips.
Yeah, one typhoon has drifted in. It neutered and webbed down the nightmare and then drifted back up. Cantalaris in the Typhoon Fleet issue just got close, knew he wasn't tackled, and just bent right back out while Laserhawks wasted all their damage on breaking his shield, and that was it.
Yeah, and one of the other things we see is just a cloud of damage drones going on to Icarus. Icarus, having been neuted and nosed for some time, is going to struggle keeping his hardeners on. I mean, you do get a cap injector, but Typhoon fleet issues do have a lot of utility newts, and it looks like at this point his shield hardeners probably just went out. He's down into hull armor, and he just immediately pops here.
Yeah, it looks like Laserhawks really, really struggle with shooting the smaller stuff once they threw away those three jackdaws. Do you think they would have done better pulling those jackdaws back at first and engaging them once the Nighthawks were engaged?
Perhaps. I mean, it seemed like they made the classic mistake of you send your Your Jackdaw is in because you want to get tackle on things, right? But if you send them so far ahead of your logistics that they can't possibly get any reps and they can't get into defensive mode to try to stabilize, um, you're going to be in a lot of trouble. And it felt like they threw a couple of them away. And you want those jackdaws to be able to kill Thalias, to kill Hyenas, to kill, a Sentinel, the Ewar frigate that's going to disrupt your main core. And they just never got any sort of kills on the utility wing. We can see that, all of Platinum sensitivity has been pretty well stabilized the entire match. And going to another point, platinum sensitivity has seen kind of this Laserhawks core through the Alliance Opens, and I'm sure they've scrimmed against it. It seemed like they've were ready for that, and they definitely controlled it here.
Well, Platinum Sensitivity knew the type of comp they were going to fly when they banned the Loki, because the Nightmare Rush against this Typhoon comp we've seen really suffer against Nighthawk Lokis. So they banned the Loki and thought Laserhawks won't bring that Nighthawk Loki comp because we've banned the crucial component that makes it win. And by the looks of it, Laserhawks didn't realize that the Loki is the linchpin in this specific match, because you can't catch anything without any of that long range webs.
Yeah, and then they kind of shifted the points that they wouldn't have had those Lokis into, bringing a 23-point Nightmare. And we've seen the Nightmare have some amount of success, but I mean, when you have a Sentinel that has the mid slots that it has, right? It's going to have a prop. We saw three guidance disruption and one tracking disruption. I mean, that's a perfect setup for what Laserhawks had. I can't feel like platinum sensitivity, almost perfectly counterpicked against Laserhawks. And I mean, look at the control bar that they've had and kind of that active tank they've had this entire time. They were ready for what Laserhawks had, and it's going to show when they can clean sweep them in, another 30 seconds or so here.
Yeah, and it looks like he's finally going down. He's being really controlled. He was bending for the edge of the arena, but he got caught before getting anywhere close to that. And they're holding a little bit of damage by the looks of it, because the Typhoons have finally hit reload. And if you look, the rapid heavies on the Typhoon are the entirety of that damage. The rest of the damage on the Platinum Sensitivity team is a couple of drones from the Pontifex, and that's about it. So when they finally hit reload, you see that attack bar jump back up and the Nighthawk die immediately.
Yeah, Platinum sensitivity being so aggro, they didn't even really bother deploying repair bots and just going all out, clipping out Laserhawks and sending them out of the tournament. Platinum sensitivity with that win will put themselves into the top 16 and get themselves some more prize ships, already having won from the prelims that we had in the Alliance Open. But we're out of time here, sending it back to the desk.